Welcome to the Velocity Tuning channel. Today's video is about our Stage 2 package for the F10 M5. Whether you're looking to get this package or you've just bought a car that already has the package, I'm here to show you what's involved and what sort of performance we see before and after. For us to take your car to Stage 2, it's necessary to fit these downpipes. With lots of different options on the market, you may wonder, why should I use your downpipes? Well, firstly, these ones are heat shielded, which not only help temperatures, but also reduce things like wastegate rattle. And secondly, and most importantly, they are like an OEM fitment. Most of the downpipes on the market do not fit properly, and the lambers are fitting in wonky. The people are having to cut out the heat shields, and they're having to do a lot just to get them to fit. These ones will drop in just like the OEM set. When it comes to tuning cars, there's multiple ways you can measure the performance difference. Commonly, people will look at the crank numbers before and after. In other countries, they're more interested in the wheel horsepower, or some of the younger guys are more interested in using things like this. This is a draggy, and it measured 100 to 200 kilometers, and they're more interested in that real life performance. Well, to break down the numbers on one of these, standard, you're gonna see the car producing around 500 wheel horsepower. At the crank, you're going to see it producing roughly 600, and the draggy time for the 100 to 200 is going to be around 8 seconds. Once our Stage 2 package has been applied, you're going to see around 750 brake at the crank, around 630 brake at the wheels, and around 850 newton meters. Also running a draggy time of around 6.5 seconds. When it comes down to what's actually involved on the day, the car's going to come into us, we're going to give it a visual inspection, we're going to give it some diagnostic scans, we're literally looking over everything on the car to try to make sure it's healthy and there's going to be no problems with it. We then begin to do our modifications to the car, and then after we've got all our modifications done, we then work on the software, creating that Stage 2 package that you're after. Like I say, this takes around 6 hours to be done, and if you're wondering what you can do in that time, we do have a waiting room, we do have a TV that always plays Tokyo Drift, and we do have a microwave kettle to try to keep you warm and keep you fed. When it comes to creating a calibration for your engine ECU, that's something that's written in-house on the fly. Now, whether you want to have a progressive map, if you want to cap the torque, if you want to make as much power as possible, if you want to turn the cold start off, whatever it is, we can write that for you in-house, and you're not just going to have a generic flash put onto your car. It can be purposely set up for your particular car and exactly what you want. And that's why we use the dyno, so we can data log and see exactly how your car is running. When it comes to our Stage 2 package, one of the parts we get asked a few questions about is the gearbox map. Is it necessary, and what's it actually doing? So the reason we developed the gearbox map was to increase the clamping pressure. There were cases when these cars were first being tuned where the torque was too excessive for the clutch and it was spinning. Because of that, we capped the torque down to a place that is safe. But on some cars where they've already got some additional clutch rail on them, the gearbox mapping comes in really handy. We usually see that it allows the car to give about an extra 50, 60 newton meters before it has any issues. And because we're already capping that torque, that gives us massive headroom, because you don't really want to get a Stage 2 package and then find that you're going to need a clutch afterwards. There are also additional benefits. The shift speeds and the optimization of how it changes gear is also adjusted, but the main benefit of it, and the reason why it was created, was to increase the clamping pressure on the clutch. So what's some common problems that can hold us up on tuning your car on the day? Or what's the things that we prefer? Firstly, you're not going to get onto our dyno with bald tyres. So if your tyres are not up to health, if they're not good, don't come into the workshop, because we're not going to put it on the dyno and risk anyone's safety. Secondly, the most common thing that causes us problems when it comes to tuning these cars is old spark plugs. Whilst we're doing our package, we do offer you to fit new spark plugs as well. And if you don't know when yours were last changed, it is worth doing. If we do get the car on the dyno and there is some problems, 99% of the time we do carry them in stock and we can switch the plugs out for you there and then. If you're finding that your car is having high oil consumption, that's also a no-go for us. You're probably going to find that your valve stems are letting go, or you've got a dodgy rocker cover, and the car needs to be at full health for us to be ready to tune it. It's worth saying that a tune is to increase the car's performance. It's not to fix niggles. If the car is not running properly on the stock calibration, then coming to us is not going to fix that. This is where the calibrations are actually written. We've got a big 43-inch monitor. We've got a slightly modified PC because, you know, we can't leave nothing alone. And we do provide tuning worldwide and to other companies. And of course, when you come into the workshop, we're going to be providing a custom map for you also. It's real common for us to go through the software, explain how an ECU is actually modified, and at the end of it, you'll go away with a little bit more knowledge and a ton more power. So now you know how long our M5 Stage 2 package takes, what's involved, and what sort of power you're going to be making. We are absolutely mental about M5s, and if this is a car that you're looking to buy or have just bought, have a look for our other content, because there's tons and tons of videos, and we're always releasing new videos on the F10 and the F90 M5. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, click like and click subscribe.